After you have entered your orders via the KSAP order loader, and you have validated that your orders have planned into shipments via the green indicator on the order screen, you are now ready to navigate to the shipment screen. When you click Shipments, you will see a blank search page. You can click Search, which will show all existing shipments that have not delivered for your location. Or if you know the shipment number, you can enter that into the Shipment ID field. You can also click on individual shipments and see specific information for that shipment. When you click on a shipment, you can see information such as the equipment that has been planned for this shipment, the stops that are planned for this shipment, and the financials for the shipment, including the rates that OTM has selected. The shipment screen has several actions that you can perform on an available shipment. You can do this either within a shipment once you've clicked on it, or by selecting the checkbox next to the shipment. The different options that you can choose are Change Service Provider. This action provides a list of carriers with rates available on this lane and allows you to select and change the carrier on a shipment. Edit Service Provider and Cost. This action allows you to specify carrier and cost for a shipment. This should be used when entering a spot rate. Assign Rate. After making changes to a shipment, you can use this action to recalculate the cost. For example, if you select a new service provider or change the equipment associated with the shipment, you may want to recalculate the cost of the shipment. Now under Change Shipment Details, you can change the start time. You will use this action to enter either the start time or date. Change Transport Mode. This action allows you to change the mode of a shipment. After you select a new transport mode, OTM selects a new service provider, re-rates the shipment, and verifies that it meets the pickup and delivery time windows for orders on the shipment. Change Equipment Group. You can use this action to change the equipment group assigned to a particular shipment. However, you must select an equipment group that is valid for the mode the shipment is currently planned on. Resequence Stops. This action allows you to change the sequence in which different stops occur for a shipment. Merge Shipments. You can use this action to merge two or more compatible shipments. We use this action to build our multi-stop shipments. Split Shipment. This action is the opposite of the merge shipment action. Now under Tender, you can secure resources. A tender is a contract to transport a shipment. This action sends off a tender to the carrier listed on the shipment. If the carrier does not respond to the tender or declines the tender, OTM will continue tendering down the route guide for a given lane in ascending cost order until a carrier accepts or the list of available carriers is exhausted. Next is Withdraw Tender. Use this action to remove the tender from the service provider to whom the tender was sent. You can do this before or after the service provider accepts the tender. Next is Retransmit Tender. Use this action to resend a tender offer that was previously sent. This action does not affect the tender status or any other data changes that may have occurred from when the original tender was sent. It simply retransmits the original tender offer. Next is Clear Tender Attempts. This action clears the number of attempted tenders so that a shipment can be retendered even if it has reached the maximum number of retenders as set by the workflow parameter. The next option is Accept Tender. With this action, you can accept a tender on behalf of a service provider manually. You may want to do this if the service provider cannot respond to a tender electronically. And last is Decline Tender. A tender is declined when a service provider rejects a tender offer from a planner. Use this action if you would like to decline the tender manually on behalf of a service provider. The last section is Change External Status. You can use this action to assign or change an external status on a shipment. External statuses are used to automate system processes against business objects such as orders, shipments, shipment groups, locations, and bills or invoices. The shipment screen shows a lot of valuable information about shipments that have been planned in OTM. If you scroll to the right, you can see additional information about all of these shipments. When you're ready to tender, select all of the shipments you'd like to tender by clicking the checkbox next to the shipments. Then click Actions, Tender, Secure Resources. For truckload shipments, this action will send out a tender offer for the carrier to accept or decline. If the carrier accepts, the shipment indicator will turn green. If the carrier declines or the tender times out, OTM will automatically retender out to the next best cost carrier on the lane and continue until the list is exhausted or a carrier accepts. For LTL shipments, the act of tendering sends a load ready notice to the carriers. There is no ability to accept or decline LTL tenders. Once the tender has been accepted and the load has been picked up, it is now time to enter shipment actuals.